Barrel Surf Podcast.
Barreled Surf Podcast.
Barrel Surf Podcast.
Barreled Surf Podcast.
Barrel Surf Podcast.
Barrel Surf Podcast.
Yeehaw!
Got to the tap. Alrighty then, welcome back to Barrel Surf Podcast. I tell you what, I've just seen a little sneak peek of something and I am fucking amped. Tell you what, Tbone's with me. Hello, mate.
G'day, mate. Yep, definitely amped, definitely frosty.
Holy moly, how was that?
Those Coronas are not touching the sides, are they, big fella?
No, not at all, mate. You mean the
Cheeky monkeys.
monkeys. Tell you what, we are absolutely delighted to be at a neighbourhood friend of ours, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ned Hart.
Hello, hello.
Hello,
How
mate.
are we, everyone?
Put that microphone next to your gob there.
Hello,
my
hello.
friend.
How are we, everyone? What's going on?
Yeah, we're all going good. And we have, who else we got with us today? Ned, why don't you introduce your filmer, Oscar, to us?
We have my lovely filmer, Oscar James.
I'm lovely, am I?
Yeah, well, sometimes.
Simply lovely, as Max Verstappen would say.
Lovely.
Simply lovely. Yeah, thanks for joining us, guys. It is stoked to have you guys with us. And are we allowed to talk about what we've just seen? Are we allowed to say that we've had a sneak peek?
For sure.
You can
Yes,
see
why not?
you've seen it. It's not a secret.
It's no secret.
No secret.
coming
yeah.
out.
Well, you know these things with premieres and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
You don't want to cross the line in terms of that sort of thing. So
You're all good.
yeah, we've got your the premiere coming up next week, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Pretty nervous, if I'm being 100% honest.
First of all, what's the movie called?
Frostbite.
Frostbite.
We've called it Frostbite. There was a lot of names up in the air. We're trying to figure it out, and then we're going through the clips, and Oscar found this one of me frolicking around in the snow, and then I turn around and go, I'm not going to get frostbite on my fingers, am I? Obviously, I've never seen the snow before. I was over the moon, freaking out, just, like I said, frolicking like a little girl, loving it.
Like a pig in shit.
Like, yeah, or something along those lines. And then, yeah, so the name stuck, Frostbite.
Frostbite, love it. And it's filmed all the way around the frozen areas of our northern hemisphere, right? So
It is. We were in Scotland for a while, and then also up in Ireland. Or sorry, back down to Ireland.
keep that microphone in front of your face.
Right,
mate.
yeah.
You
And you
should-
keep it a little closer.
No, like that.
Like
You-
that.
You're doing this one.
All right.
You should be a pro at this, mate. You've been on this show about 5 times.
No, I haven't. I've been doing it once.
Yeah, so Scotland and Ireland. Now, we've got the premiere coming out next Thursday at Beer Farm, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so what can we expect? I know that it's going to be an absolute ball tear overnight. So if you haven't got tickets, this will come out before the premiere. So if you haven't got tickets, get on board. It will sell out, so jump on board. What are the times, mate, for the night?
So we're thinking of, obviously we're going to get there, set up everything up around 5-ish, and then hopefully everyone's going to show up around 7. We've sold a fair few tickets, and, you know, I'm hoping everyone shows up and has a
Yeah.
fun time. We've got a pretty sick band playing, Psycho Serene, local band, good friends, and they're absolute hammers. They are weapons, I must say. And got a really sick raffle going on
Yeah.
through a couple of my sponsors have helped out. Could potentially, if you're the lucky winner, get a couple boards.
I'll tell you what, I'm just going to go through some of the prizes that we
couple
got.
prizes,
mate, or what?
We do have a brand new Paizel
We do.
board store
We do.
surfboard, some Veya apparel, Futures fins,
Sick.
Black Roll rehab gear, Monster gear, surf mud, a brand new GoPro 13 if you don't mind, some Yeti gear, a brand new cooler filled up with some beer, sunnies from Safe Style and Ritual Vision, Florence gear, Fuwax, Gath helmet, stuff, and a voucher for Quicksilver Dunsborough. I mean, $10 a ticket.
Sounds pretty good to me.
It's worth coming along to see Ned's film just for that.
Yeah.
Oscar, tell me a little bit about the production side of things, mate. How long were you guys filming for, and what was sort of post-production on that?
So I joined these guys. I was living in the Mentawai for a few years. Ben Larg, one of our mutual friends, he gave me a call and told me, "Oh, this kid Ned Hart's coming to Scotland and Ireland." I'd only seen Ned from one clip of him getting barreled over dry reef, I believe somewhere around here, and then Timmy's Shipsterns clip,
Okay.
which was obviously the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. What were you, 17?
16 at the time.
16-year-old
No, it's
dude.
15.
Yeah.
The same
15.
before.
He
He's
was
been
14.
forever.
He was
Yeah.
12 years old.
Yeah.
So obviously I was pretty excited about that. Came over and pretty much got in the car and straight away drove to the ferry and we hit Ireland. And the forecast was kind of promising, but like we were never, you're never really sure. It was my first time. I'd never been over that way before. And we just seemed to score day after day after day. We got Riley's absolutely all time. We went up to Molly. We got Molly all time. Unfortunately, Ned didn't really have an all time day at
Had an
Molly's.
absolute shocker, eh?
Well, tell us what happened.
I wish I could tell you. I want to make excuses, but there is no excuses. I went out there, and to be honest, I was absolutely petrified.
You weren't on your own boards, to be fair.
I wasn't.
I will say that.
I wasn't on my own boards, but you can ride someone else's board and get the wave of a lifetime for sure. I paddled out. Obviously, I've never been there before. It's a very tricky wave. Like the waves you see, obviously are incredible, but you get out there and it's just rolling a dice.
Yeah.
Like I got one, got flogged, got the next one, and I thought it was gonna go psycho. It just did nothing. Next one, thought it was gonna go psycho, and it just closed out. So it's like maybe it was my wave picking skills, or I'm not sure what was going on.
You seem to go all right most of the time, mate. So
Sometimes
maybe it was the Mully curse.
I don't know.
It was
what
a busy
was.
lineup. It was a lot of locals. There was a lot of guys. You were struggling to get waves. But I have this beautiful shot of Ned on the rail, grabbing rail, getting sucked up the face of the wave and just hitting the lip and going with the lip about 30 feet down.
That was a couple swells after that.
To the
right?
flats.
That was like a swell after on a big.
Trying like an
No,
Adriano
No, that was the
floater.
first day. That was on Garage's board. That was your one wet. You remember that?
Okay,
And you,
no, I did it twice.
You
I
pulled
had-
yourself onto the sled on the back of the ski with your
Yep.
eyes popping out of your
Yep,
head, just
yep.
regretting your choices.
Yep, so
Yeah.
I had one pretty. So that was obviously another wipeout. I had one pretty major one which kind of stuck with me. I was sat at the back waiting for ages, and I think it was the lowest tide of the year, so it started to get really hard, really unpaddleable. Huge one came through, and I was just eating myself, going, "I need to get one." Like, not for anyone else, just for myself, because it's just been pissing me off all day. I can't manage to get away with it. I'm happy. So big one came through. I decided to swing way later than I should have. I don't think I even touched the face of the wave on an 8-8 surfboard, just mid-air, also in the lip. It was a bit of a combination. Still grabbing rail. I eventually hit the surface, barely flopped, lip landed on me, and I was wearing an uprising pool suit at the time, and I just impacted so hard that all my canisters blew. So I landed and I just went like an air balloon and got sucked up and over, and I don't even know what it was, but I was just rolling like a
Like a Michelin man all blown up.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
If you've never seen Mullaghmore, it's one of the heaviest waves we've got in Europe.
Yeah, it looks crazy.
It's absolutely ridiculous. To go over the falls there is one of the worst places you can be in surfing. I
Do
think.
you swim there, or did you film from the beach?
I was filming from a ski.
Okay.
So we were very lucky to be with Ben. Ben had 2 jet skis. We took a double jet ski trailer with us. We were those guys.
Yeah.
Pulling up to every lineup with two skis and a couple filmers. But it's a wave you can swim. I've swum it once. It's not a great angle. Like there's so much water moving.
Yeah.
You want to be kind of
pretty dangerous, wouldn't it?
elevated. Yeah,
You could go
pretty
over the
dangerous.
falls yourself.
You're better being on a ski. So like that's a much better angle. And
Yeah.
I was pretty fortunate to have that opportunity.
Yeah,
So if
thanks,
I
Ben.
get this right, Ned, you were going over to the UK just to surf around Scotland and Ireland, and then you met up with Oscar. Were you planning on? Did frostbite just sort of happen
It
organically,
kinda
or
all just
was this
came
something
into
pre-planned?
production. Obviously, I was over here, and I was thinking like I really want to get to the cold because I was like, what
Too warm,
can I
mate.
do? What do I do? And I came up with this great idea to try escape everyone and get to the cold and chase some shallow slabs
Yeah.
while also being freezing cold in an area which I had no idea about. So I had made contact with a good friend, Ben, who I met a couple years ago in Portugal during the Big Wave Awards. I met his family. That was super cool. Met Ben. He was the champion. And I was coming over, and I obviously gave him a text. Ended up traveling around with Ben for a little bit. And exactly what Oscar said, we were going to Ireland. Met Oscar and then just went on this road trip, and it was just swell after swell.
Sick.
And we just stacked a bunch of clips, and we're like, well, what do we do with it? They don't want to waste them going onto Instagram. We could get something way better from this.
Sweet.
So we decided to put a little edit together.
Nice.
Like I've always had the idea in my head, it'd be sick to get a bit of a clipper and
Yeah.
edit or something out.
Yeah.
And thankfully, Ben and Oscar gave me the opportunities to do that.
Yeah.
And
Thanks, Oscar. Good on you, mate.
Yeah, you're all right, mate.
That's
You're
super
welcome.
cool how, you went
We'll
over
help
there
you
just
out.
to have a bit of a trip to go somewhere quite remote
Yeah.
and cold and how it all happened. We just watched an insane
yeah.
footage. Well done, mate. Oscar,
you.
man behind the lens.
Yeah, I think what's cool about it was it wasn't like it wasn't a sponsor trip. It wasn't paid for. Monster.
It's a couple of mates.
You know,
Zero budget.
Shout out to Seth at Monster for like supporting us in retrospect, but at the time it was just us. It was like
Yep.
I got the call. I took 2 months off work at the resort I was working at, and I was like, screw it. I'm just gonna go over, film with these boys, see what happens. Like I wanted a bit of a change, and I really wanted to meet and film with Ned because it's like I don't spend too much time at home, so it was really exciting for me to be able to chase that with the setup that we had at the time. And yeah, like he said, it was like a couple weeks in, I was like, the footage that we're putting together, that we're stacking is phenomenal, and we just keep scoring these sessions. We got to Scotland and we got up north. That's a story I think we'll maybe get into later. But like the waves that we scored at home and it just kept piling up. I was like, we can't not do something with this. So I had to go back to Indo for 3 weeks to finish off the season to do a retreat that we already planned. I tried to get out of it, couldn't do it. Went out, did our retreat, came straight back onto the trip, straight back with the boys.
Well, we were down in Portugal at the time.
Yeah, flew back to Portugal.
Oscar left over to the Mentawai. Me and Ben actually drove down from Scotland all the way down to Portugal, which was a hefty road trip. It was pretty sick. We didn't spend too much time going along the coast, like checking it out, unfortunately. I'd love to do that again because we had to be down in Nazaré because Ben was in a Red Bull camp, which obviously can't have any involvement in because I'm with Monster.
Yeah.
And
We don't want any sponsor conflict. Come on.
no. So went down there and surfing Nazaré for a bit, and I'm gonna be completely honest, I was losing my mind. There was a couple fun days, but I don't know. It was like I reckon the most fun I had there was when it was 4 foot. 100%. Got one day.
I
when we
think
first
most people would
rocked up.
probably have fun at 4 foot.
Yeah, no. Well, this one day we rocked up and it looked like Desert Point / Pipeline. Like that's a big claim as well.
Yeah.
And I promise you, it was crazy. I was tripping and got 1 or 2 waves. Then it just went to normal Nazaré big. If it's big, then it's obviously insane. But there's like it never got.
In between size.
Yeah, it was always sort of in between, which in between is around 20, 30 foot, which is still quite large. But I'm not too sure. It's like 4 to 6 foot. It's incredible. And then it kind of goes a little weird till it gets about 80 foot. And then it's like, oh my God. Never got it then. And wasn't too worried about it. I was more keen about trying to get back up to Ireland and Scotland to get scary, shallow tubes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so Oscar came back over and we did one last swell run up to Scotland and we scored some pretty sick waves.
Don't you dare name it.
Yeah, no, I was...
We don't name
Are
it.
these secret spots?
Go have a look yourselves. We're not naming it.
Mate, I don't want big cold water slabs. What are you talking about? I
Never.
don't want warm water
Mate.
slabs.
So what's the temperature of the water over there?
Oscar?
This time of
While you're filming those, getting those clips?
we're northern hemisphere, so obviously our winter is the opposite of here. Around March, April, it's the coldest. It gets down to sometimes 6-7 degrees Celsius.
Oof, it's like an ice bath.
It's pretty cold, yeah. But when we were there, October to December, September, October is like the warmest being like 13 degrees, maybe 12, 13
Yeah.
degrees. And then it just kind of plummets from there.
Wow.
I had a nice bath the other day over at plant-based MMA, and it was 7 degrees.
Yeah.
Could barely do 2 minutes in there.
Yeah, imagine surfing in it. So how do you find like cold water waves compared to warm water waves as far as heaviness and the
It's
thickness
just
of the water?
eerie, isn't it? It's very eerie. Bear in mind, I was wearing a 6mm wetsuit
6
with
mil.
6mm booties, and
Jesus.
I think I had 4mm gloves.
Wow.
So
I didn't realise they make
I had,
wetsuits
I
that
had a
thick.
couple holes in my gloves, and I got a couple of holes in my booties, and that was
Oh,
shocking, literally. Like, I'd jump in the water, and it'd be okay for maybe 5 minutes, and then my hands would just go completely numb. My
Ouch.
feet would go completely numb.
And then you borrowed my gloves and you put holes in my gloves as well.
Exactly. So I was hitting the reef fairly often,
yep.
but it's terrifying. It's terrifying. To be honest, it's quite cozy having the hood on there,
Yeah.
and you're obviously in a thicker wetsuit, so when you do hit, it's a bit more forgiving, but obviously it's still waves of consequences. Shit can go wrong, you know,
Yeah.
for sure. But
Many crew wearing helmets over there.
there was a couple.
Yep.
Out in Mulligmore,
But you
there was a
weren't, right?
couple. I was wearing one in 10. Ooh, might need to cut that actually.
Beep.
Yeah.
I don't think we heard it. You just said 10.
I was wearing it around Scotland, and then up in Ireland I was wearing it a fair bit. I had one big day at a pretty sick left down in Ireland, which I wasn't wearing it, and I still had the hoodie on, so it was kind of comfortable. But it was, I don't know. I definitely recommend the helmet.
Yeah.
So, Ned, we've just watched Frostbites, and
Frostbite, mate.
Frostbite, sorry.
Frostbite.
Frostbite. Yeah, Frostbite.
Frosty fruits.
What's your favourite wave in that? I mean, I've got mine
That
in
you
my
can
head.
name. That you can name.
That I can name.
No. Just tell me. Don't have to tell me the name, but the
Describe
actual
the actual
wave.
wave.
that final part of the edit, which you've seen.
Which I missed because I had to go and get equipment.
what's the
'cause I
yeah.
was
Which
fucking Viet
wave
stuff.
do you really think? Fuck, that was the best wave of that whole trip. Does anything stick out for you?
We scored this slab, which is pretty unforgiving, pretty terrifying, evil right-hander
I thought you were going to say the right.
over like dry reef,
Yeah.
really shallow reef. It's like you sat in the lineup and you're going over these waves, and you can, I don't know, I reckon you got about 20 meters till it's just a dry shelf,
Yeah.
but like right below you, it's
It looked like
It's
a mini shippies takeoff.
far off.
If we're talking about that same right-hander at the
yeah,
end.
not far off. It is shallow and evil, but it is sick. It is really sick. Plus, you're surfing it by yourself,
Yeah.
and I don't
Well, you
know,
got
it's
Oscar
just-
there. I mean,
Yeah,
too far
it's
away.
just. It was a sick wave.
yeah.
It was a sick wave. I can't say too much. Like, I almost
Don't say
slipped
anything
up.
more. Don't say anything more. It's
But
all right. I
it's,
got it. 16:25. I'll edit
Yeah.
out the mer or whatever you said. I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't hear
didn't
it.
say anything.
I didn't hear it either.
Didn't say anything.
Didn't say anything.
The or the burr or the whatever it was.
It's one of the most high performance waves I think I've ever seen or filmed anywhere in the world. And I think what he was saying about the cold water, I'm pretty sure, I'm not a scientist, but I'm pretty sure with that kind of temperature, the water is a certain amount denser,
Yeah, it's
a certain amount heavier,
Yeah.
and the surface tension is a lot tighter. And you
Yeah.
can definitely feel it in the water when you're getting beaten up or
Oh,
when you're
yeah.
going over the falls on a
Yeah.
big one. It's not the same as like taking a wipeout in Indo in board shorts.
Yep.
It's not the same
No,
thing.
it's not.
It's heavy water and it's
Yeah.
cold water and
Yeah.
you're getting
Angry.
that brain
It's
freeze. It's angry,
angry
exactly.
water.
Yeah, it's
Grey,
furious water.
angry
Yeah,
black water.
Deep, dark, and
Yeah.
just
But-
angry.
But, that wave, like we spent some time with Nathan and Ivan. I think Nathan Florence managed to convince Ivan to go on his crazy slab tour somehow, and they beat us to the swell in Scotland. We actually rocked up on the north coast.
don't know how they
Somehow
Slab
he
tour brought
managed
to you
to
by the Barrel
leave.
Surf
Yeah,
Podcast.
we
country.
were in Lahinch with him, and he went to Nazaré for the Big Wave Awards, and then somehow he beat us to our own home breaks. And we pull up thinking, it's a west swell. It's going to be the wind's too strong or the swell's too west. The tide's too low. Like, there's no way we can paddle it. We've got the skis. Maybe we'll tow it, but we'll go have a
Yeah.
look first. And we came around the corner of the headland, and there's a hire car in the car park. And we all kind of looked at each other and we're like, no, there's no chance. Like, there's no way. And we walk down, and see these two people in the water. And what was it, like 10 foot maybe? 8 to 10?
About that, yeah.
It was toe size, really.
Yeah, a lot of unpaddleable waves. It was pretty funny because Nathan did hint to us. He goes, "Oh yeah, we'll see you boys up in Scotland," and we're just like, "Oh yeah," kind of giggled at it, like, "Whatever, dude." And then we rock up to this wave. The whole time I was just going, "You never see anyone. You never see anyone." We rock up, and I'm like, "There's two people in the water." I'm staring. I'm like, "Who are these people?"
No
and
way.
then I just see Nathan standing in this crazy barrel, and it just eats itself over a dry ledge, and I'm just like, oh my god,
There he
this
is.
This guy's an illusion.
The man's here.
He's an illusion. He's everywhere
This is
all
the Slab
at once.
Tour brought to you.
He's omnipotent or whatever you want to call it. He somehow is just on every swell, everywhere consistently, and I don't know how he does it.
Do Florence make teleportation devices?
I'm
That's
searching into
their
it.
new line, Summer 26.
Who's his swell weather forecaster?
I have no idea. I think
God himself.
It's got to be his film. What's his film's name?
Zord.
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 We love
Gotta be
Zord.
Zord.
Dude, isn't
I
it?
think everyone loves
The
Zord.
Zord is the dude.
Yeah.
Shout out Zord.
Shout out to all the filmers, actually. They are, a lot of, obviously the surfers thank them. You guys do a lot of work behind the scenes, obviously, and yeah, good on you guys and girls who do all that. All for the, the pro surfers. Now, Ned, one thing I know about you, we've known each other a little while. Not, we don't hang out all the time, but we're kind of mates.
Seeing you around.
Seen you around. One thing I do know about you is that you're obviously you got fucking balls that you carry around in a wheelbarrow, but one thing you're not that keen on is tooting your own horn so much. You're not a hugely I don't know. You're sort of outgoing, but you don't. You're sort of a humble bloke. So, how are you sort of feeling about putting yourself out there in this respect? I know it's a project that you guys are sort of, like you're saying, not so much sponsor involvement, but you guys sort of took it on. Obviously, you're putting the night on down at the cheeky
Beer farm.
Beer farm.
Beer farm.
Cut that one out as well.
How are you feeling
Beer
about
farm.
putting yourself out there in this sort of respect?
Terrified, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah.
I was been stressing out about it a lot, making sure, like, because I'm thinking about, like, if anything goes wrong, everyone's gonna be like, oh, it was, like, I don't know, all eventually kind of comes back to me. Maybe. I don't know, but you can hear it in my voice instantly. I've started, like, I'm stressing out about it.
You'll be
You know,
right,
I'm,
mate.
I'm
You'll
freaking
be
out
right.
about it. I'm not going to lie.
I'll tell you two things, mate, that you need to know before you stress too much more. There's going to be beers.
Yeah, there's going to be
There's going
music.
to be slab surfing, and there's going to be a sick band. The work's done.
It sounds like a pretty good night.
You just need to
It sounds
relax
like a
now
pretty
and
good night
enjoy
to
it,
me.
and just enjoy the fact you got 300 of your closest mates that are going to be there because it's going to sell
That's
out.
exactly it.
I believe there's 380 plus tickets sold already. So if you haven't got a ticket,
Get one
Yeah,
now.
Mark's
get one now. Seriously, you're not going to make it. It's going to be the craziest night. Now, we're not finished, but I just wanted to see how you're feeling about that because, you've only relatively recently turned 15 because you've been 15 forever.
Yeah.
No, just about to turn 19.
19, hell.
Yeah.
Shit, he's legal.
Rolling up, eh?
But
I was wondering how old you were now.
he's grown up, but he hasn't gone upwards.
just
He's
going
He's slowly going
same
up.
same height he was when
I'm
he was
growing
14.
horizontally.
But yeah, it's interesting that you're sort of saying that. Are you, I know the motivation was to get the clips together and get the film together and all that sort of thing. But are you sort of seeing this as a pathway that you're going to sort of follow down the track, or what do you think in that respect?
Potentially, to be honest, I wasn't like I was pretty keen to get an edit out, and I was pretty keen to show it. I wasn't being completely honest. I wasn't comfortable, and I was pretty scared to try and get a whole night together about me cramming an edit because I've never done that before, and I have no clue about it. So
Yeah.
all prompts to my mum, to be honest, because she has helped me out severely, got it all organised, spoke to Beer Farms, spoke to Oscar, spoke to me, sort of managed it.
Spoke to
and
us.
Shout out to Mum. But,
Yeah, Adele Hart, legend.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
obviously I was a big part of it, and it's pretty scary.
Yeah,
It's pretty scary.
100%.
And I am seeing it as for sure. Hopefully, I can get a couple more cool clips.
Yeah.
And
You
show 'em
will,
to the
mate.
world. So
Yeah,
that'd be
awesome.
pretty sick.
Are you going to be? I don't know what the process is, but are you entering this in the Stab Edit of the Year?
I didn't even think about it, to be honest.
There you go. You can probably win a Bitcoin or something, can't you?
That was
Yeah,
the very
maybe.
first thing you said to me.
Was it?
We were sat in Nazaré with your dad in a bar, and I feel like you'd been so nervous all day to talk to me about this, and you're like, Oscar, see all this footage we've been putting together. Could you maybe like not make it an edit with Ben, and could we make our own thing and maybe enter it into Stab Edit of the Year? And I was like, that was the very moment that Frostbite was conceived, I believe, in my mind.
Oh,
In a
really?
bar in
back at
Nazaré.
that.
In a bar in a Nazaré.
Drinking
Yeah,
shit Guinness.
There you go. There you go. Drinking terrible
Surely drinking
Guinness.
some nice port. That's where port's from, isn't it?
A lot,
Portugal.
a lot of good things happen in bars, over a few drinks with some mates.
Couple good ideas, couple bad ideas.
Some bad ideas.
whatever you want to call Frostbite.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
no,
a
it's
sick idea.
Yeah, I'm over the moon, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm over
mate.
the moon.
And Oscar, what do you have? You sort of got some more plans to just keep filming with this young fella, or what's your sort of situation from here?
Yeah, it would be cool. I left the job that I was talking about earlier at the resort because I had such a good time hanging out with these kids and filming. And I spent the winter post Frostbite post that little trip with Ben. We did some time in Nazaré at the WSL comp. We did some time in Lanzarote, and then I've come over here maybe 2-3 weeks ago. We're just kind of filming and cruising about at the moment, preparing for this premiere. It's the first time I've done anything like this either. So
Okay.
I'm also like, I've been a filmer and a photographer this is all I've really done. But it's the first time like I've done something to this scale and then presented
It's
it to the
nerve-wracking.
world. Very nerve-wracking.
It's
Wow.
I'm trying
Excited for
to
both you guys.
Yeah.
to stay calm, but I've got faith in what we've made. I think it's pretty awesome. I think Ned
As
Surfing
the
speaks for
marketers
itself.
say, mate, the product is exceptional. So
Yeah.
don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, it's fucking awesome. Like I was seriously getting. I don't get revved up much. I'm pretty low key, but I was getting revved up.
Sick.
Yeah.
I think
Thank you.
the music really matches the waves
Yeah.
and I love the scenery and all the different shots that you've sort of put into it.
yeah.
It's,
That's something I wanted to say before. Like, massive thank you to Psycho Serene and Ned from that band, because they're not only are they playing on the night, but they provided us all of their latest unreleased music for the film. So it's stuff that the trickiest part about these projects is the tunes. And Ned suggested these guys to me. He said they're friends
Nice
of mine
match.
and they have
Local
amazing
band,
music.
and I have a feeling they could go huge.
Yeah,
yeah.
They are sick.
Yeah.
they are incredible.
I get pretty psyched up over some heavy music, and
Yeah.
they're pretty mental.
They are, mate.
They're pretty mental.
Yeah, we were lucky enough to have them. You were there to do the music for our beer launch last year at
Yeah.
Bungalow, and we sold out that event, which was pretty sick, I might say. But I think most of the people were there for Psycho Serene, so they were they're good.
Pretty thrilling.
That's
I've
why
known,
everyone's
I've known
coming.
Ned since he was born too. It's funny to see little Ned Partington getting amongst it.
So Ned, I'll put you on the spot, mate. Like over the last sort of few years, give us your top 3 waves that you've had over the last few years. Anything
That's
stick out for you,
tricky.
mate?
That's
With the
tricky.
microphone in front
With
of
the
your face.
microphone. I have this thing that
What
I
about
keep
your
just
best pit?
I put it away.
Your best pit that you've had in the last sort of couple of years.
Ooh, best pit.
Best tube.
Best longest, biggest, or just
just the best
felt
feeling
the
you've got.
best.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got one wave in this edit towards the end, which I was pretty psyched on. Maybe not the best tube or biggest or heaviest I've had in a while, but I got so flogged. Like, I was trying for so long and I was just getting so flogged. I'm not even gonna lie. So I finally made a wave and I ran to the beach and there was a couple of local guys and everyone was sat on the beach screaming at me. I ran straight in, Well, I didn't actually. I tried to get in, and I got sucked out and around, and got flogged for a little bit. Eventually got in, and I was just psyched. I was just absolutely psyched.
So was this in Ireland or Scotland?
This was in Scotland.
Okay, so this was those rights at the end.
Yeah, that was one of the last waves. That little air drop and
A little airdrop.
spit
It's
out.
like no rail in the water.
Yeah.
It's amazing, mate. I've seen you do this. You've got a knack of just free falling, and somehow you just engage the rail and just slip under the hood.
Yeah, I don't know. I
You've
think it's
got
all,
this ability to do that.
It must be his shaper. Confidence in his shaper.
There you go.
Who's your shaper again, mate?
Maddie Aldridge,
There you go.
Parzel surfboard.
Yeah. Good on you, Matty.
Good on ya.
Shout out to Matty if you
Shout
want
out
to
to Matty.
shout out a couple of
Parzel next step.
for a couple of subs down the Barrel Surf Podcast.
Hopefully
boys.
win a couple at
Yeah, there
the
you
beer
go.
farm.
There you
go. Oh, yeah.
22nd of May. Let's
I'm
go.
gonna get 10 tickets, mate. $100.
It's worth it. It is worth
Oh
it.
fuck yeah, the raffle.
Oh,
So,
sweet.
Maybe one of those waves. If not, I got a pretty sick wave a while ago at the right, which I was pretty frothing on.
Nice.
It was good feeling.
Yeah.
Pretty angry barrel.
Yeah.
Scared.
Made it?
Made it.
Yeah.
Which is always a bonus.
You get towed into that, or do
Yeah,
you
yeah.
pa-
Yeah. Towed in. And where else? I got a paddler at Shippies a while ago, which I was pretty happy with as well.
Nice.
So
That was the one that sort of went viral, yeah? Or was that a different wave?
um,
So was that
maybe-
Shippy's clip of you, was
So
it a
there
year
was
and a
a-
half ago, whatever, that sort of went all around the place?
There was one of me with Timmy, which obviously did a bit of an air drop on, which was a couple years ago, and kind of blew me up,
Yep.
which I was thanks to Timmy for. And I went back there last year. Was it last year? Or was it the year before? I'm not too sure, but I went there with a goal to try to get a good paddle wave because I got a good toe wave, and I was like, I need to prove to myself that I can paddle it and get a good one as well. So
Come home with a set.
I got a wave, which I was pretty psyched with. So I would say that one, and then a big toe-in wave at the right,
Sick.
and then another sneaky wave up in Scotland somewhere.
Nice. Oh, this sneaky wave we're having
Yeah,
about, eh?
yeah.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
We'll give Oscar a few more beers and
Yeah.
he might let it out, eh?
Yeah, so
So
I'd say those.
looks like your mum's holding something up. I can't read it from there, but
Do you want a light?
Do we need a light on? I think.
No, I
I
think,
think we're
yeah,
pretty good.
my video skills are not there. I need to get some lights, I think.
Yeah.
I'll get some tips from Oscar on how to actually film. Now, one thing I know, we're going to wrap this up shortly because we've all got to go and do stuff. But one thing that I do know from knowing you for the last few years is that you put an incredible amount of hustle and work and all the rest of it into what you're doing. You certainly don't sit still for very long. I remember you going over to Indo by yourself and you're about 14 or something, or
Yeah,
something like that.
10 or something.
So it's do the hustle, get the rewards, obviously. So congratulations to you and also to Oscar
Appreciate
on this incredible edit. It's,
Thank you.
Fuck, it's so sick.
It's mental.
I cannot wait for
Get
the full
tickets,
house
guys.
at the beer farm
Oh,
to check
it's
this
gonna be
out.
awesome.
Any last words before we do a wriggle on here, Tbone?
No, mate, no, it's stoked to meet you, Oscar. Good to see you again, Ned. And
Ned,
look-
thank you.
Overhead,
Ned.
Ed.
Edward Hart.
Overhead, Ned. Mate, can't wait to see Frostbite. Well, see it again in the big
Yeah.
screen at the Beer Farm, 22nd of May. Look
Can't
forward
wait
to
for
it.
the night.
Thursday, 22nd of May. Get your tickets on Humanitix.
I think so. Yeah.
Humanitix,
If
yeah.
not, I'm always putting up on my story with.
Yeah.
In both of our Instagrams and our bios everywhere.
Awesome. All right. Well, I look forward to seeing a full house because it is going to be a full house by the sounds of it. We haven't even got all the VIPs in yet, so there's going to be probably 50 to 100 Wazzle crew trying to get in that are here for the event as well. Hopefully, it's a late day on the Friday afterwards because you definitely
Get
get a full
work
day.
off.
Yeah.
So is John going to sail in for it, mate?
Oh, I've been trying to convince him on the walkie-talkie, trying to get him down. I have a feeling. I'm hoping that at least one of the boys show. I've spoken to Nath about it, and he goes, "Oh, I'll see what I can do."
Yeah,
So
that'd be sick.
I'll be over the moon.
I'm
Yeah.
Nate Florence.
on the
and
list.
This is the Slab
They're on
Tour,
the
brought
list.
to you by the Barreled Surf
On the door
Podcast.
list.
Yeah, they're on the door. We'll see. But
Every time you mention Nathan Florence, I'm putting a little voice pop on there with him saying, "Hi, I'm Nathan Florence. You're listening to Slab Tour with Barrel Surf
there
Podcast."
you go. Perfect.
That's 4 times so far.
Yeah. Nathan Florence.
Yeah, Epic Legends. Can't wait to catch up with you guys next Thursday, 22nd. And
Thank you, guys.
it's going to be
Thank
a
you.
ripper. Get your ticks.
Appreciate this.
Overhead, Ned Hart and Oscar. What's your surname, Oscar? Sorry, buddy.
James, Oscar James.
Oscar James. Very, very nice Scottish name. Oh, T-Bone's got something
Hey,
for we...
hey, just before we go, the Margaret River Pro starting on the weekend. Give us your tips, guys. Who's going to win, men and women? Oscar,
Oh God,
throw it out there.
what do you reckon?
John's not
I'm
in
feeling,
it, mate, so
I'm feeling Geordie this year. I'm liking Geordie.
I'm feeling Geordie too.
Feeling a little throwback.
Yep.
Yeah,
No, good call. What about the women's?
it's got to be Katie.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
What do you reckon, mate?
I don't know. I don't really actually kind of know who's on tour at the moment, to be honest. I seen,
Kelly?
yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Kelly Slater for the
think
win.
that- I know that Betty Lou Sakura Johnson actually
Sakura.
won the, what was it? It was the Gold Coast.
Yeah,
Pro.
yeah.
They held it at
Yeah.
Burley Heads. She rips.
Yeah.
Power surfer. So
Betty in the women's?
I'm gonna say Betty, and then I don't know.
Jack Robbo? Local boy?
Let's go, Robbo.
Yeah, you won it
Well,
last year.
I'm hoping they have it at box.
Same.
It'd
Oh,
be
everyone is.
incredible.
Yeah,
It'd be
I don't know if
incredible.
it's going to be the right wind, so it's looking
No, I
pretty
don't think it
variable
is.
and
Oh.
shit.
It's pretty hairy, isn't
Yeah,
it?
Bugger.
lots of north and lots of west.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
Devil
could be
wins.
like Bell's, just like Bell's was, just sort of big and onshore and shit. But
Yeah.
yeah, better than
Yeah.
2
Let's
to
go,
3
let's
foot
go
marks.
Jack and Betty.
There you go. Good
Jag
picks.
and Betty
Big
Lou
picks.
Sakura Johnson T-Bone. Who have you got?
Well, I'm with Oscar. I think Geordie. I think the big white chocolate is just going to eat up the Margaret River rights, whether it's onshore or
Big
offshore.
laybacks.
Big power surfing.
I know. He's looking on, isn't he?
Don't feel him too much. You know what white chocolate does
And
in
I
the
love
sun.
that Superman he did during his heat against Kanoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what? All the pros seem to be a bit sort of freed up, I reckon. New announcements and all the rest of it. All right. See you guys
All right.
next Thursday. It's been an absolute pleasure. Can't wait to see it on the screen. Thanks, guys. Catch you next time on
See ya.
Barrel Surf Podcast.